I thought this was an interesting little stat. They say that you have to drink 2 pints of beer to make a person 25% more attractive to you.
I believe that. I believe there are some people you're not that attracted to, but if you get some drinks in you, all of a sudden they look a lot prettier.
Yeah.
There are some people, I mean, you can drink a 12-pack and it ain't going to make a difference.
No, I understand that, but if it's somebody you may not be necessarily that attracted to, you could have some drinks and all of a sudden they look real pretty like.
Yeah, well, sometimes you may not need a lot. Like if you're already on the cusp and if they're sober, you would be a no.
Yes.
But if you have 2 pints and they say the equivalent is 4 glasses of wine. So if you know where you are at 4 glasses, it makes someone else 25% more attractive. So if you were saying, okay, I kind of find them 75% attractive, but, they need to be 100 before I'm going to, consider anything. You have those 4 glasses of wine, now all of a sudden they're a 10.
And let's say you have 5 or 6 glasses of wine, and all of a sudden they're looking real nice.
I think beer goggles are more of a dude thing. If I think somebody's ugly and I wouldn't hook up with them because they were repulsive, I don't care if you give me 5 beers, it's not going to make a difference.
Kevin didn't say repulsive. I think you're missing the point here, and it is not just a dude thing. This is no gender involved. For a lot of people, if you drink too much, you may hook up with somebody you normally would not.
That's just about making bad decisions when you're drunk, which I've made a lot of. But I think if you look at a guy sober and then you look at him after 5 beers, if he's ugly, he's still ugly.
I think you're missing the point again. I think they're almost kind of on the cusp. You really wouldn't, but the more I'm just saying this isn't a gender thing.
I think it is a gender thing.
Well, you want to turn everything into a gender war. It's not. I'm telling you. I've known plenty of girls who would admit that they drank too much and slept with a guy that they normally would not. Believe me.
Okay.
You've been on the receiving end?
They've told me their stories before going, I wasn't really feeling them, but I had some drinks. And
so I slept with you, Jay Bird?
No. With people that... I see what you're doing.
See, she's trying to, yeah.
I know.
She made an inaccurate comment, and now she's trying to deflect.
She's wrong on her comment, trying to start a gender war, and then she insults you.
I think men have beer goggles way worse than women.
Okay, maybe they do, but I'm just saying beer goggles doesn't know gender. Everyone has beer goggles, whether you are a woman or a man.
Okay, well, I asked KVJ TV, I said, is beer goggles only a dude thing? 78% said no.
Yeah.
So 78% of people disagree with you, Virginia.
Imagine that.
I don't think it's only a dude thing. I think dudes have it worse. Dudes have it worse. Girls can still get drunk and make bad decisions, but dudes do it way more, and because you're all about looks.
It's your birthday, so you can shut off your mic as a present if you want to.
You know what? The way this board's running, it's going to shut it off for her. I don't have to do anything.
That's an insane statement what you just said.
Well, you just meet me.
I know. I signed a contract.
Yeah, you got a lot of balls over there, by the way.
All right, well, coming up here in a couple of minutes, I would like to see, because it was funny. Somebody just texted in. They said, yeah, I did it one time. You got to watch drinking too much.
Yes.
Because then, it becomes a problem. They said the problem I had is I had a guy throw up on me mid-thrust.
Oh, good God.
Which that is a whole different level, right?
That's scarring.
That is, that might teach you. Be like going, okay, I am not going to hook up with anybody who's been drinking excessively.
Mid-thrust?
Yes.
And there's nowhere to go.
That's tough.
You're just going to get it.
That's
because
tough.
someone tells me he's... never mind. I'll save it for the podcast.
Okay. Is there anybody else that could come anywhere close to that? Anything terrible ever happened during love making for you? You can text it into us, 877-979-WRMF. Well, we were talking about how just a couple adult beverages will make you a little bit more attractive. According to Glasgow University, if you have 2 pints of beer, it'll make a person 25% more attractive. The equivalent would be 4 glasses of wine, just to keep all of that straight. And one person warned us. They said, you just want to make sure you don't drink too much because I had a guy throw up on me mid-thrust. That's rough.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. So I'm kind of curious, does that top the list of the worst thing that's ever happened to somebody during lovemaking. I don't know if you can get much worse than that. One person texted in, they said, yeah, I was having fun with a girl in college, and while playing, her glass eye fell out. I had no idea she even had one. I just thought she was good looking with a lazy eye, but we kept going.
Good for you.
Yeah,
that
powered
would
right through it.
That would not rattle me.
Would you be able to keep going, Virginia, if his glass eye popped out of his noggin?
No, I would
No,
not.
you shut it down?
I would start laughing or something. Like, I'd be like, oh my gosh, what just happened?
Nah, I'm a workhorse. I can power through it.
Okay.
We got to address this. Now, we can pick it back up in a little bit, but we got to address this.
I'd rather have the eye thing happen to me than the vomit thing.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah. Somebody texted in and said, my ex tore his ACL. Wow. Can you imagine that during lovemaking?
You can get some bad injuries during whoopee.
Whoa.
He was really going for it.
Wow, that's crazy. Somebody else said, I hooked up with an extremely attractive woman who's way out of my league, and while doing the deed, she farted.
Are we sure it was a fart?
Well, here's the question, because you said I acted like it didn't happen, but then it happened again. And then again, I kind of compare it to the walking farts. You ever had that where you're walking?
How do I ask
I know
this?
what you're going to say. You got to save it for the podcast.
I
But
do-
it might have, it might have been
it might
something
have not
else.
been a fart.
Yes,
sir.
is what we're saying, Your Honor.
Might have been something else.
We'll address this.
I don't want to have to draw you a picture, but we'll draw you a picture on the podcast.
And this person said, we were getting it on the bed, and her dog jumped up and grabbed my nards like a chew toy.
Oh.
I wound up having to get 3 stitches and was on antibiotics for a month.
My question is, though, did you finish?
I think that's a non-finisher.
And it's your fault if your nards look like fun tennis balls.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, she's right. Some are very tennis.
Dog's gonna dog.
Yeah, doggone dog.
This is how we do. It's the KBJ Show.